My name is Calvin Johnson. I often say Calvin as in Coolidge, but the people that I am around don't know who Calvin Coolidge was. So
I know.
So I quit saying that for the most part. My connection with Catella started when I taught at Western High School. You might be interested to know that there were two high schools in the district when I came here, Western and Anaheim. And so when I was in the service, there was a guy that was a superintendent at the high school I attended in South Dakota who wrote me a letter when I was stationed at Fort Ord, California. And he asked me if I was interested in teaching in California. So I ended up at Western. And then, of course, as the population grew, the high schools continued to develop. I lived in Orange, and so I was waiting for a school on the east side of town. Almost went to Luera, but held out and ended up Catella, where I've been ever since.
What did you teach?
When I came here, I taught health education, and I was the trainer for the athletic teams.
Okay, you're busy. I know you mentioned some of our teachers were in your class.
Yeah, I remember Dave Wilson in the we did sophomores health at that time.
Oh, okay.
And ninth graders were not in the high school. They were still at South.
Oh.
I don't think the ninth graders came to the high school until somewhere in the early 80s.
Oh gosh, I don't think I knew that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Very different. Can you share what are some of your most cherished memories in your time here at Catella?
Yeah. I think the most cherished things for any teacher would be to see some of his students come back and remember some of the things that they remember in my class and stuff. One of my favorite memories was when I started the medical careers class. And the kids were in the class by, they had to be introduced into the class through me. And we did a lot of field trips to hospitals and things of that nature. And the last thing I remember is that there were about 7 girls in the class who became registered nurses. Had one kid who became a doctor, went to the Air Force Academy, and I was one of the few people at the Air Force Academy who got to be trained in something other than flight related. And he became a doctor and is trained at Bethesda, Maryland. So he is an orthopedic surgeon today.
Oh, is he? Oh my.
One kid was my student trainer, and he later became a professional trainer with the Oakland Raiders.
Oh yeah.
So,
we got a lot of those
yeah,
fans
so
here.
those are some of the things that I remember the most favorably.
Well, you're an amazing teacher, so I'm not surprised. What advice would you give our teachers?
I think they need to use their subjects more to get their kids adapted to what life is going to be like. I think too many teachers, and probably just naturally, tend to center too much on their subject. But as I remember my life, I don't remember too much of the subject matter, but I do remember the teachers who taught me some important things to stay in life, like pay yourself first, because you're not going to make much money as a teacher. So I think they just need to use their course materials as a tool to adapt the kids more to life.
Okay, I like that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And what advice would you give to today's students?
Pay more attention.
Hear
Read
that?
more. Read more. I think reading is the most important thing you could take out of school. And I believe that they should also learn to respect. I think they've lost a lot of respect, and I think that a lot of that is lost through discipline. So I think they need to work on two things: discipline and work harder in the things to adapt to things that they're going to meet out of school. Because high schools are misnamed. They should be called preparation or prep schools, because the way things are going now, you can be prepared to go to college, you can be prepared to go into a business that your family may be in, and I think it prepares you more so than a high school. High school suggests that it's an above thing. I think they need to understand that this is just the next stepping stone to the big one, which is college or business or whatever.
Wow, words of wisdom, right? Words matter, yes. Thank you
No.
for sharing that. And then lastly, anything else you want to share or touch upon that we didn't cover?
No, I just think that myself, I keep coming because I still think I can make a difference, and with the kids, maybe with the teachers, because I've come back from a long way, and I can share some of the things that I think can be useful for the people today.
Yeah.
I just think that we need more discipline. And I think that we need to use our talents as teachers to guide them into more things outside. I think the classes are just a tool in high school that can prepare the kids better for whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So,
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Johnson.
so you're welcome. And like I say, I'm going to keep going until I can't anymore, like an old car. You know? So,
Well, we are blessed to have you, so it's such a joy to
some
see
guys
you.
play golf and some guys travel. I come to Catella,
I know.
and it's the only school.
The only school you go to?
Yeah, I was the third person that was hired to come to Catella.
Third person, imagine.
The other two have passed on, and so I like to say I'm the person that has been to Catella as a faculty person longer than anyone on the planet.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It's a technical thing because the day they were hiring, I suppose they hired 5 or 6. But Jim Macklin was the first principal, John Wallen was the first athletic director, and then I was hired after those two.
Remember too, yeah, because you're important. They knew you were going to do big things here.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mr. Johnson. You're a blessing to us, and thank you for sharing your words of wisdom with our
Well,
community.
thank you. I hope it could help something.
Yes, definitely.